Welcome. I am marketing expert and business coach Melissa Kellogg-Lewick, and this is the Doing Business Like a Woman podcast, where we are exploring and teaching you how women are reinventing the way business is done and money is made to help you create greater impact and financial freedom, one business at a time. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It's so great to see you. So great to be with you this morning. Happy Friday. I love Fridays, especially in the summer. It's like, okay, what are we doing this weekend? What are you doing this weekend? I would love to hear. Share with me as we're getting rolling, getting everyone on the call. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Melissa Kellogg-Lewick, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Avanti Business Academy for Women. And I believe that any woman that wants to can achieve financial freedom through entrepreneurship. And I'm on a mission to help everyone that wants to get comfortable with marketing and being seen so you can show up and create the impact and the income that you want for your business and your family. And yeah, so that's what I'm all about. And so what we're doing here, just as everyone's joining, I'm going to just do a recap as well as just remind you all why we're here, what's going on. So, and feel free to check in and tell me where you're watching from. And I still got my coffee. It's still morning here. But here in this class, Marketing Essentialism, all throughout the month of June, I am teaching this class with really the point and the purpose, the intention behind it is to really help you transform the way that you think about marketing and think about yourself as a marketer and how you do marketing so that it's more fun and joyful and effective and takes less time. So if that sounds great to you, you're in the right place. So raise your hand. So yeah, we're going to be talking about creating efficient and effective marketing and focusing not by doing more things, but by focusing on doing the most important activities with greater quality and value so that you can have that impact and also attract all the business that you want in less time. So welcome. I'm so glad to see you here today. And so what we're doing, the way this is working is we're having these live weekly classes on Friday mornings. And I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube and also LinkedIn. So any one of those three channels you can visit. The replays are obviously available immediately. And then I am suggesting some homework just for reflection. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And so obviously it's not required. None of this is required, but it's if you want to really optimize the time that you spend in these calls with me, it's going to really help you to do that and help you to get better results. Also, if you have questions, you can bring your questions to these calls. So have your questions ready. And I am also active weekly throughout the week, was what I mean to say, between our calls on my Facebook page, the Avanti Business Academy for Women. And also you can find me on all the social medias at Melissa Kellogg-Lewick. And let's see, I'm looking at my notes. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to post those. But really, our intention here this month is to help you to feel less overwhelmed when it comes to marketing and to feel more confident and have more courage and less fear around showing up in your marketing and showing up, wherever it is you decide to show up in your marketing. My intention is also to help you to create more efficiency. So you're doing less marketing work, but creating greater results. And that is completely 100% possible. So we're talking about that. We're going to talk more about that today. And the other thing is to really know how to focus on the marketing that really matters and works best for you. We can go out and learn everyone else's marketing strategies and the way they do their marketing, but until you really make it your own, it's not going to be effective, right? And then also our intention is to create a one-page marketing plan for you that you're confident will meet your goals, that's simple, that you can keep up with, that you can keep consistent with, and just makes marketing so much easier. And to just really create that deliberate marketing practice so that you can keep on track week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter, year after year, and bringing in new opportunities and really serving the people that you want to serve. And so I'm so excited to talk about what we're talking about today. And also knowing exactly what you consider as successful when measuring your marketing activities and effectiveness. And all of this together is going to help you make more money and have more joy in your business, in your marketing, and make a difference in people's lives, which is really why most of us are in this, right? We want to make a difference and also make money. So it's all good. All right. So let's see. So yeah, this is work that I'm combining, what I'm teaching you this month is me combining everything I've learned over the last 20 years of being an entrepreneur myself, as well as working with clients and their marketing over these last 20 years, and the latest and greatest in what's going on in marketing and business. I put all that together for you in this class. So that's what I'm super excited about. So this week, today, we're going to talk about the why behind marketing, because I think for most of us, it's been a little wonky. And I think it's the reason why we don't want to be visible, why we don't like marketing. Because when we lose our why, we lose our way, right? I don't know who said that first, but I love that saying that when we lose our why, we lose our way. So years ago, I took a marketing seminar from Seth Godin. I always want to say the Seth Godin. It's amazing. He's like a marketing guru and was one of the just really well-known, well-respected marketers. He was involved in founding Yahoo and so many other businesses and really inventing online marketing in many ways. And I have always loved his thinking about marketing for the most part. And so he's someone that I've learned a lot from. And so years ago, I took a marketing seminar from him. Oh, and I got to get my book. Hold on. Okay. I forgot to have this with me, but I still have this on my shelf. So this is Marketing by Seth Godin. So the result of the marketing seminar, this book is the result of the marketing seminar that I took with him. And it's funny because our pictures are actually in the dust cover of the book he sent us. So my picture's down here in the bottom row. But so Seth Godin he very special to me. But he started this class out by asking us, what is the change you seek to make in the world? And it was such a great question, especially for me at that time. It was a perfect question for me at that time, because at that time in my career and the place I was in my business, I was feeling very disillusioned around marketing, very disillusioned with marketing and the work I was doing. It just didn't feel good. It seemed pointless to me. And I didn't understand, why I was doing what I was doing. And I was at a point in my life where I really wanted to be doing work that was purposeful, that was going to make a difference in the lives of actual humans, not just, someone's P&L, right? Or, some company's revenue. I wanted to make a difference. And so when he asked that question, what is the change you seek to make with your marketing? It really changed. That moment changed everything for me about the way that I see marketing and the point of marketing and the possibilities of marketing. And so I want to talk you through this today because maybe some of you are feeling this as well. Like, what is the point of marketing? It just feels icky. It feels extractive. It feels like I'm trying to get something from people and it just doesn't feel good. And so when we're thinking of marketing as a way to, like, coerce and talk people into giving us something, or as a way to get something from someone else, it feels bad. It feels icky. And I think it's because we as humans have a natural desire for value exchange. So it's like, I was thinking about this. It's like when you go to the coffee shop and you go to the counter, you don't just say, "Give me a cup of coffee." Or the person behind the counter is not like, "What do you want? What coffee do you want?" They will often say, "Good morning. How are you? Great to see you today. What can I get for you?" Right? So it's like there's this value exchange, this exchange of, I see you, I want to help you. And then you offer back, it's great to be here. I'm really glad you have coffee. And it's kind of like this value exchange. And I think that's just a natural, and maybe it's our culture here in the US, I don't know, but it's this natural desire to have value exchange. And so when we go out into the world as a business owner and think, and we're thinking about marketing and selling, and we're thinking, "Oh, I've just got to go get business, or I've got to go get clients," it just feels icky because there's no giving and then getting, right? And that's the value exchange. And so I'd offer that the purpose of marketing is not to get something from someone else. Like, we can just throw that in the trash because marketing will never work that way anyway, especially in this modern economy and the way that we do business. So the purpose of marketing, um, what if, here's a question for you. What if the whole purpose of marketing is to serve before you sell, to offer your best fit client so much value and so much quality in the communication, in the relationship, which doesn't mean quantity of free stuff, by the way. We'll talk about that later. But what if the purpose of marketing is to offer your best fit clients so much value that they can't help but want to work with you? And this is your best fit client. We're not for everybody, right? But thinking like this and making your marketing as a practice that serves other people, that serves people, serves your best fit people and helps them before they've ever paid you, means that great marketing can change lives. This is how I like to think of marketing. Great marketing changes lives. It's a way to create connection between humans and relationship and to serve people, right? So I invite you to begin to consider thinking about your marketing and the way that you communicate the work that you do out in the world as a way to change lives and transform and serve and help people before they ever pay you. So just let that sink in a moment. What are your thoughts there? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? I'd love to hear. Okay. So when we think of marketing like this, it takes a lot of the ick factor out of marketing and selling. Thank you. I'm seeing thumbs up. Yes. And for me, it's made all the difference. When I think of getting to come on here with you and give you value and connect with you and share with you everything I know that will help you be successful in your business, and I don't have to ask anything from you, I love it. Like, it's so fun and so easy. Now, yes. So what I love to think about is, hi, Ginger, is that this is a choice that I've made, right? Because we could say, okay, yes, if I stuck to bro marketing, which I've never really been much of a bro marketer, but what if I was very hard driving, self-focused, extractive kind of marketer, maybe I could make more money. Maybe I could make more money. Maybe I could, have created my $1 million business in, half the time or a fraction of the time. But I don't want to do it that way. I want to offer value and serve the world and make a difference in people's lives with my marketing, and then invite those that want to work with me to work with me. Those that want my personal attention, want my eyes on their business, and just invite them to work with me, right? Rather than use, tactics and coercive, conquest type strategies to maybe that stuff works better. I don't know, but it doesn't work well for me. So I've made a decision. I think there's a lot of different ways to market yourself and your business, and I believe they all work. Every single one of them work. If that's true, then I get to decide the way I want to do it that feels great to me, that brings in the clients that I want to work with, right? The types of clients and people I want to work with. I get to decide. So I want to just offer that to you, that there is no one way to market your business. So you get to decide the way that you want to market your business that feels great to you, because you're an entrepreneur. I mean, we started this whole entrepreneurial thing because we wanted to do things our way, right? We saw a way to do things that was better, more aligned with who we are, that served the world. So why can't that be true for our marketing? I believe it can. And I have, 20 years of experience, and, myself made $1 million over that time, as well as helped others, my clients, other businesses make millions. So I know it works, right? So I'm just looking at my notes. So, a lot of people will ask me, like, I don't know, how does this kind of marketing where I'm giving everything away bring in clients? And it's not what we're doing. We're not giving everything away. But if you're not like going out and, really with aggressive selling and sales and marketing, how do you bring in clients? Well, what I like to say is you're always inviting people to go to the next step in the relationship with you. I always think about it like, and talk about it with my clients, like it's tomatoes. And this is perfect time in the summer to talk about tomatoes, because we all, those of us that have gardens we're in the throes of growing our tomatoes. Does anybody grow tomatoes? I grow tomatoes. Yes. Hi, Ginger. Good to see you, Monique. So I like to think of it like tomatoes. Like we put our seeds in the ground and the plants grow. And oh yes, we have tomatoes. Yes, thank you. And so the plants grow, they get the little tomatoes on the vines, and they all start out green, right? And then they all mature and turn red or orange or whatever color your tomatoes are at different times, right? So as long as you are continuing to fertilize them, water them, make sure that they're in the sun, they're not in the shade. If those plants are getting everything that they need, then they will all mature, right? And so I believe that it's the same in the business relationships that we have in our marketing. Our marketing is kind of the sunshine and the fertilizer and the water that we're giving our network, our potential clients. And as long as we are nurturing those relationships, they will all mature, right? And they may not all become clients of ours, but they might be great referral partners. Or it may take them 10 years before they become a client. I have clients that I've known for decades that before they ever worked with me. So you never know when they're going to mature, but we just have to keep watering them, right? So that's what I like to think about my marketing as the water, the sun, the fertilizer that helps them to grow and mature. And then at one point they will come around in some respect, right? We don't know the purpose of all the relationships, all the business relationships, but we nurture them all the same, right? Not because we're trying to extract something, but because we want them to become the full red, beautiful tomato they're meant to be. That's interesting. I have never taken that analogy that far, but I like it. So, okay. So then the question becomes, how do we make this shift in our marketing to thinking about marketing as a way to serve and give and offer value to the world, and not as a way to extract things from other people? So how do we make that shift? So this is part of the shift of becoming a marketing essentialist. And so we first decide on purpose that of what our intention is with our marketing, and talk about all the steps. We're going to talk about all the steps that our client, and think about all the steps that our client can take with us to get to where they want to go. And then if we're thinking about the purpose of our marketing and, all the ways that we can support our potential clients, then we can constrain our thoughts and our creativity and our actions to only those activities that are achieving our why in our marketing. And then we're just always inviting people as well to go to that next step in the relationship and telling them how they can do that. So let's break that down a little bit. So this is where we get into the work. So first, we're going to answer some questions, right? We're going to begin thinking about what is the why behind our marketing. What is the why that you want to achieve with your marketing? And it's not just getting clients. All right. That will be a byproduct, but what is the change that you seek to make in the world? Right. So when I ask myself this question, for me, my why is to help women entrepreneurs believe in themselves and the work that they're doing, so much so that they're able to overcome the fear of being seen and put their message out into the world in a powerful way and make a difference and achieve financial freedom through entrepreneurship. That's the why behind my marketing. And so the change that I seek to make in the world is I would love to see half or 50% of all the women-owned businesses achieve and sustain 100K in revenue or more. And right now, that number is at 12% of women-owned businesses will ever pass that 100K mark. So if you're on your way there, congratulations. You can do it. I believe in you 100%. So that's my dream, is to see half of the business. I mean, I would love to see all of them, and maybe 100% of the women-owned businesses that want to, not everybody wants to, right? That want to grow a 6-figure and beyond business, get there. So that is the change I would love to make in the world. So then okay, first question. I'm going to put these in the chat though, actually. Hold on. So the first question, you can think about this now, is what is the why behind your marketing? So I hope you're seeing this. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. What is the why behind your marketing? Which goes in hand with the question, what is the change you seek to make? Thanks to Seth Godin, my fave, right? What is the change you seek to make? And then as a part of making that change, right? What do you want to offer or teach the world? I mean, the world sounds so big. What do you want to offer or teach your best fit client? I'm going to put this in the chat. There we go. Right? So for me, I want to offer or teach you how to get comfortable with marketing and being seen so that you can make a difference in the world and bring in clients and make money, right? And then next, this one is so great. So I want to spend a little time on this question. So this question is, what does your best fit client want to know or need to know to be best prepared to work with you? Like, what are all the things they have to be on board with? List all the things that you want them to know or that they need to know before they work with you, right? Either to prepare themselves, their own thinking, or what are the ideas and the beliefs they need to be on board with. And all right, here we go. So you can list all of those things. And those are all great ideas for workshops or blogs or social media posts or webinars or emails or challenges, all of that, right? So what are your thoughts? Anybody have anything they want to offer, the why behind your marketing? I would love to hear if anybody wants to share. And even if you're watching on the replay, hello, #replay. Even if you're watching on the replay, you're welcome to answer these questions or ask questions or put things in the chat. And I always get notified. So I love it when you interact with the video, even if you're watching on replay. So list all those things that are things that your best client, list all the things that you want your best client to know or that they need to know to be best prepared to work with you. Okay. So that helps you to establish your why, the why behind your marketing, the change you seek to make in the world. And when you really get grounded in that, and if you want to work on this with me privately, I invite you to do that. I am offering private coaching sessions for my Marketing Essentialism students. And I'm going to just put that link in the chat. So if you want to get signed up to have the private sessions, 4 private sessions, it's only $149. It's a super steal of a deal. So if you want to go over this with me, I feel like it's a really great way to integrate this whole philosophy of using marketing as a way to make a difference in the world, right? So yes, thank you, Renee. Or I'm sorry, Monique. I would looked at your middle name. She says, this is thought-provoking. We often concentrate on tangibles, and this really does help uncover those intangibles. And it really helps us to get out of the mindset of just action and activity all the time and really take a step back and see the difference. Most of us, especially women, are in business because of a change that we want to make in the world, or an impact that we want to have, or a service that we want to offer. And so really getting to the why behind that just increases the value and the quality of everything that you do. So once you really have that foundation of your why, the why behind your marketing, Then we identify the what. Like, what is the marketing that best supports that why? So, for example, for me, if I want to teach women how to create financial freedom, how to overcome their fear of being seen, how to be more comfortable with marketing, that's for me is there's a lot of teaching involved. So, doing workshops like this is very effective for me. So think about what is the marketing that best supports that why? Like, what are some of the activities that support your why? So this is where I want to oh, thank you, Monique. She says, yeah, Monique is coaching with me this month as well. And the 30-minute coaching sessions have been impactful. And so if that's something that you want to take advantage of, feel free to message me, reach out to me, or just go to that link. And so this is the point where I want to encourage you to do some evaluating. We're going to talk about how to evaluate your marketing. So now that we've established this why, right? The next step is to talk about what. Like, what is the marketing that's going to support that why? And so I want to talk to you about looking at what you're currently doing in your marketing and how to evaluate it. And so, because what we can do is take what's already working for us and optimize that and really take that to the next level. And so I invite you to do that. So the process that we use for evaluating, we start out, and we're going to do 2 questions. The first one is, what is working in your marketing currently? Like, looking at all the ways that clients come to you, right? Look at the ways that you meet people initially for the first time, and then the ways and the places where people convert to clients, right? So how you can kind of think of that journey that they take with you. So, but the first step for that, I really want to encourage you to do what I recently did. I did a little data study around what is working in my marketing. And if you would have asked me, what are the top 3 ways that your clients are coming to you, I would have said, I don't even know what I would have said, but I would have offered 3 ways that are completely different than what the data actually said. So what I did is I went back and I looked at, since 2022, what are all the ways that clients have come to me. Well, actually, what I did is I went back and looked at all the consultation calls that I have had for the last 2 years. And I identified how I met that person, like where they came, what, marketing avenue they came through. And when I did that, I discovered that I think it's 49% of my clients come from networking. And if you would have asked me, would networking be number 1? I would say, I know it would be in the top 3, but I wouldn't think that it would be 49%. So that was incredible. And that was so useful for me to know that, right? So I just encourage you to go back and categorize all of your, if it's maybe just for this year or for last year, or, as far back as you want to go, that's easy. We don't want to create some major project that's going to take months and months. I mean, this took me, less than an hour on a Saturday morning. I just went back through all my consultation calls that I've had for the last 2 years and how I met those folks. And so that was amazing learning for me. So I know that those 3 avenues that I identified are what works for me. And so think about, in this evaluation, when you're evaluating your marketing, what is working. So I'm going to put this also in the chat. So we're going to do a marketing evaluation. The first question is, what is working? So I just encourage you to, between now and the next time we're together, do this little study for yourself And then based on what that tells you, you may also see what is not working, right? So there are things, marketing activities that I'm doing that are, we're in the bottom three, right? So maybe those aren't working. And that's fine. That's just, this is just data, right? We're not going to take the results of this data study personally. We're just, we want to know where our business is coming from, what is working for us, so that we know where to concentrate our time, our resources, our energy, and our creativity, and optimize those, and then let the other ones go, because we're going to talk more about this next week, but that's part of the magic of the 80-20. So the things, so 20%, or so I'm sorry, 80% of your business, the revenue coming in is coming from 20% of your marketing activities, right? And so if that's the case, then the 80% that you're of effort and time and money that you're spending is only netting 20% results. Let's go ahead and just shed that 80% that's not creating the results, right? And focus in on that 20% that is creating 80% of our business, and really optimize that. So that's the point. And we'll talk more about that next week. But the foundation of that is knowing what is working, right? And yes, we can try new things, and we will try new things, but we also want to keep what's working, optimize that, and then we can add new things in also. And that's what creates sustainable, predictable revenue and a sustainable, predictable business. And, entrepreneurial maturity, right? Understanding what's working in our business and magnifying that. So we want to get the data and all the lessons. And then, so from this next week, we're understanding our 80-20, and then also creating our one-page essentialist marketing plan. So it's so simple and so doable that it can fit on one page. If it's more complex than that, it's probably too much, right? And what I want to offer is that your marketing can be simple, and it needs to be simple, right? Because when we're going for quality and value over quantity and quick, then we're going to create greater results for our business in less time, less effort, right? So if you're here, you're probably a person that appreciates deep. You are not enjoying the mile wide and being a mile wide and an inch deep, right? So if you're here, you're more, you resonate with the idea of creating greater quality and greater depth in your marketing, rather than, doing all of the things, creating greater quantity. Because so much of the marketing and the business teaching and programs are all about doing all the things. Well, we are going to be focusing in on doing a few of the things really well and creating an impact with our marketing, right? Okay. Yeah. So we have a question. Great question. All right. So Alyssa is saying, question about networking. Is that professional networking groups, or what type of groups of networking have been most productive? So where you want to be networking is where your best fit clients hang out, right? And so that's going to vary for each of our different businesses. Now, I know for you, it is going to be in places where women are hanging out. So that can be professional, business. I network with business women because that's my best fit client, but you can help women that, are professional or not professional, right? You could help stay-at-home moms. You could help. So you want to be networking in places where your best fit client is. And so I hope that helps. Let me know. We can always discuss that further. Thank you for that. Okay. Okay. I'm just looking at my notes. Okay. So when we have identified our why, and when we have done an evaluation of what marketing is already working, and if you have a new business and you don't have a lot of history about where clients and business have come from, that is totally fine. You are going to start out by thinking, I would just invite you to think about what has been successful for you to meet new people and to build relationships, whether it's outside of a professional environment or maybe it's in another business environment or another work environment, because I will offer to you that you have been selling and marketing your entire life, even if you're not an entrepreneur or haven't been an entrepreneur. You have been selling and marketing, whether it's selling yourself to that ideal school that you wanted to go to, right? Or selling yourself to that and marketing yourself to the job market and to get into those companies and get those jobs that you wanted to get. So you have been marketing and selling more, probably more than you think you have, right? You've been successful in a lot of different ways, probably more than you think you have. Maybe you've sold yourself to, becoming a friend with someone or with a romantic partner, right? And so, yes, you're welcome. And so think about in your history, what have been ways that have felt great and natural to you to meet new people, right? So for a lot of folks, it's getting involved and doing lots of posting on social media and being very in the conversation on social media. And for some folks, it's not that. It's going to a community gathering or a party and meeting one person and getting to know that one person in real life really well. And so just kind of tune into, if you haven't had a business and don't have a lot of history where you can look back and what's worked for you in your business, look back and look at what's worked for you in your life in general. So, okay, so we're going to evaluate what has worked for us in the past and what has not worked for us in the past, right? And we're going to look at data and what has, put some numbers behind what we think. And then from that, next week, we're going to talk about our 80-20 rule and start creating our one-page essentialist marketing plan and just really focus in on the essentials, on the simplicity. And so just as we wrap up today, and please feel free to put any other questions in the chat, but as we begin to wrap up today, I want to just offer that when you really ground into the why behind your marketing and you see marketing as a way not to sell yourself, but as a way to serve and give value and create change in the world and change among the people that are in your circle, then you feel more purposeful, right? And when you feel purposeful and like you're making a difference with your marketing, you see the value of it. You see the value of it making a difference in the lives of others. And it makes it so much more fun, so much more joyful, and easier to keep up with. And then if you begin to think about the people whose lives that you can affect and be that beacon of light to, then it takes that focus off of, a lot of the mind drama that goes on for us about, being afraid to show up or being afraid to be seen, because we're thinking more about the people that want the help that we have to offer, right? And it just, I don't know, it changes everything. It's changed everything for me. So I'm going to be teaching over the next 2 weeks how we're going to know our 80/20 and focus on that 20% that's creating 80% of our business and of the results, and how we amplify it. So your work this week, as we wrap up, is to do your own data study. And even if you have data, even if it's just thinking back one by one, like, how did I get that job, or how did I create this relationship, or think, if you have data, great, but we don't need to make it a big project. We can make it simple. Just keep asking yourself, how can I make this simple? And then, so we're going to look at where your clients or consultations have come from, at least for this year. And, if you want to go, you can go back as far as you want to. It's all great data to have. And then it's great data to continue, right? So create a system for yourself where you can continue to keep track of where your business is coming from. And because oftentimes, like in my case, I did my data study and that came out totally different than what I was thinking were my top 3 avenues for meeting new people were, or clients too, right? So our minds can deceive us, but our data never lies. So we can have our thinking and our feeling about it, but then I always like looking at the data because it gives us so much information. Okay, so then next week we're going to look at our data, and then we're going to consider, we want to answer 3 questions. So I'm going to put these in the chat too. So as you're doing your data study, I want you to think about answering these 3 questions. Let's see. What's bringing in new connections? What are all the ways that you're currently nurturing relationships with your clients and converting them into clients? Like, what are the ways that are working? And then if you had to identify your 80 and 20, what would you guess they would be? What is here they come. Okay. That's kind of big one. Here we go. Okay. So what's bringing in new connections for you? What's working there? What are those top 3 things? What are the ways that you're currently nurturing relationships and converting them into clients? So think about that. This will help you to think about and kind of design your client journey. And then number 3, if you had to identify what is the 80%, I'm going to flip that. So what is the 20% of the marketing activities that you're doing that bring in 80% of your results? So I'm going to share what mine are next week. I'm going to share the results of my own data study and how I came up with my 80 and 20. So you can see that, and we'll compare notes, because it's really fun. Like, all of our businesses are going to be different, right? So what I want to just encourage you is look at the data and let's see what it says. And it's really going to help us to know what we want to amplify. And then also what and if we want to add things, or maybe add one thing to try that we think could work for us. So yeah, what questions do you have? Does anybody have any questions? Does this all make sense? So we're going to do our data study. But first, I want you to really think through the why of your marketing. We had those 3 questions earlier around what is the why behind your marketing? What's the change you seek to make? What do you want to offer or teach the world? And what does your best fit client want to know or need to know in order to work with you? Not as like a filter, but just like, what are, they need to believe that they can, make a change, right? Okay, great, Monique. Thank you. She says, I usually do an end of year evaluation, but not sure I did one for 2023. So here you go. Here's the perfect opportunity. Yeah, it's so helpful. It's such a pain in the butt to do it, but then once you do it, and then you know how fast the years go by, right? So once you get to the end of the next year, it's like fun to look back and see how things have changed. And I like to evaluate my business and my marketing on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, definitely on quarterly and yearly basis, because it really helps us not only to see the progress that we've made, but it really helps inform where we want to go next and what are the lessons that we learned from evaluating where we've already been. So let's just identify, what has been working in our marketing and what hasn't worked, and do that data study and look at the data and see what you learn. I can't wait to hear. I'm so excited. All right. So everybody good? Okay. It's been so great to be with you today. Thank you so much for being here. And please take a moment and visit the Facebook page, the Avanti Business Academy for Women, and let me know what your biggest takeaway was from today. I'll put a post in there that we can all share our takeaways, and would love to hear how this landed with you and if this is helpful. And yeah, I'm so excited to have more people on board with the why, thinking about our why of marketing and thinking about great marketing changes lives. Can you imagine if every marketer out there thought about how marketing can change lives in a good way, in a positive way? Then it sounds like a beautiful business community to me. So that's what I have for you today, my friends. I hope you have a fabulous Friday, a great, beautiful weekend, and I will be seeing you on the Facebook page, and I hope you have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you. Hey, if you like this podcast, I would love for you to become a part of my community. Sign up for my Friday Selly. The link is in the show notes. And each Friday, I'm going to deliver to your inbox my weekly celebration, as well as my thoughts on the latest in business and marketing. And I want to keep you in the know about my upcoming events, free trainings, free gifts, book clubs, all the fun things. And of course, I'm going to send you notification of my latest podcast episodes. So get signed up and I'll see you there.